What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 178 of the Comic Bookies podcast.
78, baby. Let's go, man. Yes, sir.
Right. Let's put this away. Oh, jeez.
Let's go.
Yeah, one of the giveaway books I sent out got sent back to me. Like a return to sender.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. The one actually that was going to Durango, Colorado. Oddly
Maybe I
enough.
missed his connecting flight.
It was too expensive of a flight out there.
Hey, just tell him, hey, we can drop it off in late May. God.
I know, right? So the guy
Don't
just
you
gave
worry,
me
buddy.
a new address.
Nice. Okay, that's good.
So I'll send
The DEA warns drug used to sedate large animals possibly hitting SF streets amid fentanyl crisis. Great.
All right.
Now we
cool.
got horse tranquilizer on the streets.
In the streets, baby.
Just don't do it.
Say it's good shit.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do it. That's it. Easy.
You can't even. Man, I feel bad for these kids. It's like they can't even experiment anymore.
It's
true.
That's true.
I mean,
that's kind of true. All the wild days that we had. Shit, man. The first time I smoked weed, what, 8th grade?
Man, I remember one time we met some dude, some OG dude from Fremont, but we seen him at the mall. He was driving this. He was driving this old school Corvette, and we stopped and talked to him. He's like, "Where you guys from?" We're like, "Oh, from Fremont." And he's like, "Oh, I'm from Fremont." Like, we were talking to him for hella days. Like, towards the end of the conversation, he's like, "You know what?" He's like, "I feel bad for you kids these days, man. Back in my day, you just go into the club, you just kiss a chick, whatever." He's like, "These days," he's like, "you kids got to worry about AIDS, gonorrhea, STDs. Like, there wasn't no STDs and shit like that back in my day. I'm like, damn, bro.
That's
crazy.
funny.
That's funny.
Wild boys, man.
So it's like basically like what I'm
Wow,
saying. It's like
boys.
back then, kids. Back then, kids could like experiment with shit, and I have to worry about like ODing. Like these days, it's like you a kid, you try to experiment, and like you try one time, this shit could be your last. That shit's serious, dude.
You don't know if shit's laced or anything, bro. Mm-mm.
Shit's scary, my boy.
God, Mark thinks he's that guy from the YouTube videos. My guy, my boy.
I thought I was gonna see him in LA when I went to the class.
That'd be pretty funny.
Right. Optorius.
All right, let's do it.
Dorius.
Okay, just because of the wind, try to catch some of the wind banging up against my garage door. Let's give 10 seconds of silence in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and
2.
1. Finally. What's up, everybody? Hello, all you lovers and friends out there, for a special Valentine's Day edition of the Comic Bookies podcast. Episode 178 is here. We got a jam-packed agenda for you all. Let's get into it. Starting off in sports, the 2022-23 NFL season is over. The Chiefs are champs. Yeah, I guess the Chiefs are champs. So we're going to review the game. We're going to talk about the commercials, the trailers, Rihanna, everything about the Super Bowl. And then we'll go ahead and get into and preview the 2023 NASCAR 75th season. And, of course, the Daytona 500 starting with qualifying tomorrow, Tuesday. And then we're also going to check in on the EPL with a few upcoming games and the table as it stands right now. And over in comic books, we have plenty of books to get into. As usual, DC Image, Aftershock, Source Point Press makes an appearance on the show today, and AWA as usual. And over in news, we have plenty of trailers to get into: The Flash, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and me and Sean talk another episode of The Last of Us. So all that and more, episode 178 is here. We are all so glad you are here, so let's do it. Tell me again.
I love how he just doesn't even include me in the Last of Us
Well, if you watch
anymore. It was
it.
Jesus, Sean. Ever since that Rihanna performance yesterday, bro, you've been on a rocker.
Tell me again. That was the first CD I got when I got my my new deck in my Dodge truck. I got fucking crunk juice. I was,
Dude, that's literally so funny because you were I literally was playing that Confessions album the other
nice.
day. Dude, I forgot how bad that shit's so good.
All right, let's do it. That one, who was it? It was Pete Davidson and another guy from SNL. Like they make fun of like artists nowadays. Yeah. Oh, dude, it's so funny. All right, folks, let's do it. Going back live in 3, 2, and 1. And as that glorious music fades, we are fading in. The Comic Bookies podcast is here. Myself, Mike, Mark, and Sean, all three of us are also here to collide the worlds of sports and comics like we do every single week. This episode 178 is brought to you by Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California. Wednesday, February 15th, my wife's birthday, 2023, is New Comic Book Day, so go out and get your books wherever you get your books. Alex is open every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Give them a follow, actually, on Instagram and Twitter at TI Comics. Gentlemen, glorious weekend also in sports. Say what you want about that last play of the game that led to the Chiefs' win. We're going to get into the whole game, right? Because it's not just one play that is affected, but everyone's going to talk about that play. But anyways, before we get into anything, meat and potatoes of the podcast, how are you gentlemen doing?
Doing good, bro. It feels like actually just yesterday we were recording our previous episode. This week was quick, it seemed like.
Yeah, but Monday.
No, everything is. But no, everything's good, man. Family's good. Health is good. Like you said, it was a great sports weekend. We even got to some people, a better sports weekend coming up with another Super Bowl in its own right. So, yeah, man, good to see your guys' faces. Mark, Mike, what up? What up?
What's up, my brothers? Yeah, dude, it's crazy. The way sports was designed, I think they did this for gamblers, right? Or for those degenerates. They just keep rolling into each season.
It's for the networks, too.
You don't get it. It's like, okay, NASCAR is going to end, but then you still got the playoffs for NFL revving up. And then all of a sudden, when the playoffs are going on for the NFL, then you throw the Daytona 24 in there at the end of January. And then how NASCAR's kind of thrown in the Clash and in between the week of the Super Bowl. It never stops. And then we're coming up here on Daytona. And obviously Auto Club, which I just got my parking pass today in the mail. Yeah. I'm very excited. Heading back down to Southern California to see my beloved track one last time before they reconfigure it out of that 2-mile oval that I felt near dear to my heart back in 2007. But just excited to be back here. 178, approaching 22 after today, left for 200. So 22 is always a good number in my book, and just excited to get it popping, talk some books, talk some sports, and have a good hour and a half with my brothers.
Hell yeah, dude. Man, I wish the schedules worked out, man. I missed the Clash. I wish I was there, and I wish I was going to Fontana with you for sure. So, but you know what? I mean, I could say, like you said, I could say there's next year, but you know what? There's always a chance for us to go to this little short, newly configured track once it opens back up in a couple years. So we'll get a chance to do that.
Watch them and now. Oh, like inflation goes skyrocket again in the summer. Oh, we put the plans off again.
Oh, I know.
We're not going to reconfigure it. Like, construction costs are too
high. So
it
doesn't seem as like genuine to you anymore. Like, oh, hey, Mark, we can go again next year.
Dude, I mean, who's running the track operations over there? Jeff Lemire and the Swamp Thing crew, or what? I mean, gee, get it together.
Yep. The city of Oakland, Oakland officials and Jeff Lemire are on the team with each other.
Shovel ready, baby.
Hell yeah.
As much as we talk about shovel ready and the ex-mayor of Oakland, Libby Schaaf, she was actually a bigger, proponent for the Howard Terminal and everything that it seems that this new mayor is. So as much as we talked about her and she didn't get it done, but this one seems like it could be even worse. I've been hearing rumblings that the A's chances of Vegas are looking a lot better as each day goes by. So that sucks for Mike and I, probably even for Sean. He's a Giants fan, but he still enjoys his sports and the rivalry.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a local team, bro.
I mean, I just don't know what to say anymore. They just got rid of AJ Puck, yesterday or 2 days ago too. So they just get rid of another young up and coming player, like even before he even blossomed into a really good player, like what they usually do. And then I get a phone call from my parents today. They're going in March to Arizona. They're going to be down at spring training. I was like, why? I don't want to burst your bubble, but like, why the hell do you give them money, that team money? I know it's a chance to go down to see my brother and everything, but like, damn, man, like if I were to ever go down to Arizona for anything, I'm going down for the race first, and then I'll go to, maybe a game
right.
in between. And if that, well, technically, probably, you know what? On second thought, spring training is probably the best event to go to when you're an A's fan, because they have a brand new stadium down there. It's not the old one in Phoenix, right? I think it's in.
They can't get a new one.
I know, it's a new crowd down there, bro. Oh. And me and Mike had freaking behind the freaking home plate,
joke.
row 1, row 2, bro.
That was a great time. And even that stadium, it was it was like all concrete and stuff, but it wasn't horrible, right? But then you go to Scottsdale to the Giants, and that's like they got freaking Party Central out like right center field. They got a VIP area. I'm like, damn, this shit's freaking bonkers compared to the A's. Oh god.
Cue up the Larson clip of him talking about Chastain doing it's embarrassing. It's just embarrassing.
Oh god. All right, well let's do it. So Super Bowl 57 is in the books. The 2023 season's in the books. Didn't go the way that me and Mark predicted it. Sean, did you have
the way I predicted? I had Eagles in the under. Yeah.
Oh right. I think I had
KC in the over.
I had Eagles in the over. So, yeah. So Mark wins. Sean loses. Well, hey, me and I think Sean stepped away. Sean stepped away last week, and me and you were talking about like kind of breaking down why we think it would go over and under. So I think in that we probably looked at like we probably broke it down well enough to actually come to the conclusion that it was going to go over. I just went.
I went too much against the grain, bro. Now having money invested in it makes me, I think, get so just, not thinking straight. I mean, the over damn near hit at halftime. It was freaking crazy.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, what a Super Bowl. Hey, you know what? I do agree with the idea. People said it's one of the better ones that I watched. It was fun. It was high scoring. It's actually one of those Super Bowls you kind of want to see, to be honest.
And that's
I want to give Jalen. I want to give Jalen Hurts some credit. Man, I don't have his stats in front of me right now, but just on his play, man, there was a point there where the Chiefs really couldn't do anything. They could not stop them via them getting third down completions, whether they're getting two fourth down completions in one drive, whether it's a fourth down and they're giving up a penalty to give. I mean, they were just doing whatever they wanted on offense. Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, played really, really good. And, he's one of those players that I'm kind of starting to like just because of his demeanor and the way he carries himself. He's not trying to be in the spotlight. He knows that he's playing a position that is tough to make it, obviously. Not just that, coming out of college, having to transfer to Oklahoma to play one more year. People didn't think he was going to be good enough. This dude, Nick Sirianni, his coach, he's got him in a good position. He's got good teammates around him. But, man, you can't deny the passes he was making. He was dropping some dimes. That him and Goddard, that tight end, They had a damn good connection that game, and it was good. And when he had to make plays with his legs, when I knew he was going to do them, I mean, on those fourth downs, like 4th and 5s, he's going to be looking to run, right? Kind of hard to stop him. He was getting them done. But I want to just, we knew Mahomes. I know it was scary there when his ankle almost I think they obviously shot him up because that boy was feeling good after halftime. But what I'm trying to say is we knew we were going to get good performance out of Mahomes. We didn't know what we were going to get out of Jalen Hurts. But, man, he played up. He played good, and I don't think the Eagles have anything to be ashamed of, right? You're going against a damn juggernaut. You're going against a team that keeps a nucleus. That dude, Eric Bieniemy, the Spagnuolo.
The next head coach.
They've been keeping their team together, their nucleus, and, man, what can you say? This damn team, they're in our division. It sucks, but, we hated New England for so long, and towards the end of Tommy's career, we kind of started, at least me, myself,
Now you got
kind of started
Mahomes, man. Shit.
I gotta respect the dude. Mahomes to me, I think, is a little bit easier for me to respect because I actually followed him in college. He made money for me in college, and he was great, and I liked watching him in college. Obviously, Cliff Kingsbury is coach down there at Texas Tech, but man, you're right, Sean. Great I wouldn't say great, but it was entertaining. I think Arizona brought a great crowd, a great weekend.
Agreed.
Just a great week out there in the desert. So, man, I mean, I wouldn't say I mean, I did thoroughly enjoy it. Right now, it was pretty good, man.
I would have to disagree with you about being disappointed. The Eagles' offense had nothing to be disappointed about. The Eagles' defensive line has everything to be disappointed about.
0 sacks.
You want to talk about that last play? Zero sacks. Every single one of them during the regular season had 10 sacks each. Two
that was
of the
first
best
time
corners.
in NFL history, by the way, too.
Was there only one sack in the game, and that
One
was
sack.
I think when Hurts didn't even get sacked, right? He just ran out of bounds 1 yard before the scrimmage.
And they call it a
or
sack.
the line of Yeah, they call. Is that considered a sack?
It is considered a sack sometimes. Strategic, statistically they call it a sack. That game, the defensive line did not show up, and they didn't help those DBs. I mean, even like the holding on Bradbury. I mean, I'm sure at some point talk about it, but just big picture, it didn't have to get to that point. You just freaking hold Mahomes to one punt in the freaking second half, you probably win that game realistically.
Yep. I mean, that whole game there was only one turnover in the game, right?
And that's the one fumble by Hurst, which
won them the game.
He just lost it. Even get touched. He was like, "Oh shit, did I forget something?"
And for all that good stuff I was talking about him. I mean, obviously that was his one hiccup, but it happens, man. It could have been a bad
game,
snap,
though, too, man. That defense did no justice, man. Not one freaking sack, bro. I mean, they went as far as hiring freaking Vic Fangio for the 2-week contract. I didn't even know that was even legal, but they actually hired him for a 2-week contract before he takes his Miami job, just to help to find a way to get pressure on Mahomes. Yeah, that was a wasted money, whatever you gave that guy for 2 weeks, because, I mean, Mahomes. He just did Mahomes things like Mark said. He's a freaking juggernaut. He's just a freaking freak, next generation. Dude, I don't know what to say, bro. I really don't. He's just different, man. He's him.
You don't know what to say. He's in our division. We got to deal with him.
Hey, you know what? You guys have beat him, though. You guys did beat him one time, but it's just not. We're watching it, man. We thought Brady was freaking destroying our lives for all this time, and now we got to deal with this freaking asshole. This guy's great, man. He's a freaking Hall of Famer already. I mean, how is he not?
I mean, the Chiefs had more wins. The Chiefs had more wins in Arizona this year than the Cardinals did. Let's just put it that way. That was fun.
MVP of the year, MVP of the Super Bowl.
2 Super Bowl MVPs, All-Pro, 12 wins every season in the 5 years that he's been a starter. Oh, he's a Hall of Famer. He's already.
The first time he was an underdog in the playoffs.
Right. What the hell were they thinking?
Which he was barely even 1.5 points, barely even an underdog.
That streak since Kurt Warner last time an MVP won the Super Bowl. So, crazy. But the streak does live on. Whoever loses the toss.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, since 1999.
Yes.
Whoever loses the toss loses the game. 9 straight games. I told Danielle, I looked over at Danielle, I was like, Chiefs are winning. That's it.
Shut up.
9 straight times. The loser of the opening coin toss loses the game.
Oh man,
that's it. That's why I told you my brother, Mark. I told you my brother live bet that shit. As soon as the coin toss goes, whoever it is, catch the Chiefs or catch the Eagles, wherever it is.
Yeah, but when you go to the roulette table, you think that they tell you what colors come up on that little board next to the table because it benefits you.
I know.
Come on. Reds came up 9 times in a row. It has to be black, right? No, but in this case, you're basically saying, it's going to be red again, man.
You played until freaking proves you otherwise, man.
Double down, baby.
I think. Go ahead. I think I was going to say real quick because I know at some point we'll eventually get into that holding call. But to me, I was more for entertainment purposes. I think the Chiefs win that game no matter what. But I just hate the NFL is. Come on, man, you guys got to be better. That you basically just ruined us about a minute and 40 seconds of great football. Right. That's a 4th down, kick the field goal.
And you give Jalen Hurts around 2 minutes to.
That's what we paid for, man. Come on now.
Exactly, because Danielle was like, "Why did you just slide right there?" I was like, oh my God, that's such a
what,
smart
though?
play.
It's smart play, but at that point, though, the problem was on that play is the defense. Also, I mean, we're thinking about this, and we're watching on TV.
Right.
You need to chase that guy down, and you need to pick his ass up and carry him into the end zone. You have to. McCann actually messed up on that play. He shouldn't have got that close to the damn touchdown. Because if the Eagles, do you see?
So hold on. So when a running back slides like that, he's not down.
He's down,
He
but he actually slid on the one. I'm like, bro, if you have a cornerback, a linebacker at that 5-yard line, at that point, you pick him up, bro. You can pick him up before he
if he
falls
can
down,
get to him before
and
he slides.
carry him in that zone. Yes, I'm like, dude, if you actually see the reverse replay, these fools are just walking.
Right.
They're just like, they're walking. They didn't even try. I'm
Yeah,
like,
like
dude,
the pylon
on
camera. Yeah, you're right.
But
wait, what? He picked. You wanted him to pick him up.
So score
why would
a
you not
touchdown,
do that,
so
bro?
then you can have
At
like
that
as
point,
much
man,
time as possible.
But you can't pick him up because
you can pick him up. Okay, no. I'm talking about
no, because if he
slides,
slides,
before he slides, you see McKinnon start giving up a little bit. Oh, bro.
If he already slides, the minute you touch him, he's considered down. You can't just pick him up.
Yes.
I'm talking about before he
slides at like the 5.
He actually, if you actually look, he committed down. It was at the 1. It wasn't like he slid at the 5 going into the 1.
He did like a little T-ball slide, like when you lay out the cardboard. He was
bro,
like,
you need to be a little smarter than that, bro. Because if someone actually has the awareness,
he had like a 6-inch slide. It was firm. He just like sat down.
That shit just it shouldn't
like he was doing
point,
Rikishi
bro.
or some shit. He was just like, burp.
Rikishi bombed that shit. Rush should let it play out though, bro. Whatever.
Yeah. No. That's actually pretty true. But as soon as he did it, I was just thinking, I was like, oh no. And she's like, what? I was like, dude, they're just gonna waste time. They're gonna force Eagles to spend that last time out, and then they're just gonna down it 2 times, and then they're gonna give. So instead of kicking a field goal, or like the next play, like rushing it in for a touchdown, and then giving Jalen Hurts like a minute and a half, just over a minute to score and tie.
Nah, you take.
They're gonna freaking kick a field goal. Because then I was thinking to myself, okay, oh no, because some fluke play can happen. But then I looked at the time, I was like, oh man, there's no time for any fluke play or whatever with 11 seconds left. So
it sucks,
like,
man.
that sucks.
Did you guys catch the color of the Gatorade?
No.
I didn't even care. Yeah, I didn't. I don't know, bro. It looked like the post show was kind of short. Like, I don't know. This one seemed kind of just
usually,
like a little bit.
The Super Bowl itself was a good length, though.
Right.
The game was actually length. I agree with that. Yeah, but the post show seemed like it was really kind of quick. Like, I don't know. I imagine she probably wasn't paying attention that much. I didn't care, but
right. So, I mean, they're down by 10 points at halftime. Came all the way back. Just couldn't be stopped in the second half. So,
yeah.
Like Mahomes does what Mahomes, and then Kelsey's clown ass. Y'all think we couldn't win the Super Bowl? Yes, there's millions of people who think you can win the Super Bowl. You're an idiot. Just because you're a 1.5 underdog doesn't mean everyone doesn't. You're like, oh my God, we did the unthinkable. You gotta fight for your right. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, Mahomes, bro. You always have a chance.
Kelsey's so good.
He
though.
is good. Dude, I had him on the fantasy team this year.
God.
He's good.
I love Kelsey. But I do hate that mentality. It's like a self-driving, obviously, a self-motivation. I'm like, bro, you have Mahomes, dog. Look at Brady. How many Super Bowl teams did Brady win that you're like, how
that's his Gronk.
Nah.
Kelsey's, that's his
Dude,
Gronk, man. Gronk was kind of flamboyant like that, too, and whatnot, so...
Gronk is a freaking...
It is what it is.
He's like a freaking barstool guy, He's like a frat dude.
He's a clown,
he's
bro.
A clown
I love it. But yeah, man, good for Kansas City. It's so respected. Picture, we love football. Respect it. You hate them, but hey, good for you guys. You guys do what you're supposed to do. Shit.
Now they're in the...
You guys said their fans are nice at Arrowhead.
They were super nice.
Man. Big time. They were great.
Super nice.
I loved it. That's why
I had my Raider jacket on years ago, and they were like, I think the worst thing they said was, "Hey, wrong jacket, buddy," or something like,
That's all I get.
Stupid. I was like, "Hey."
But believe it or not, my buddy that moved to Texas, he's a Raider fan too. They went to the game out there when they played Houston, and he's like, dude, I couldn't believe it. He's like, everyone just sits down during the game. I don't know, man. I haven't been to any other games really besides a Raider game, so I wouldn't know. But man, I guess Raider games are really that rowdy or whatnot. But sitting down during football games and he said that. I don't know. He just said it wasn't a vibe when you're used to going to that Coliseum over there in Oakland.
That's
I guess hard to compare, right?
I'd rather be a fan of a fan base that stabs people and pours beer on old ladies. I don't care. You don't wear that shit in my stadium.
There it
Get
is,
out of
baby.
here.
Dude, did you see that stat on how much the Chiefs were bought by the Hunt family back in 1960? I mean, I know it's like there's like low numbers, but this number is gonna blow your
Is it like
mind.
in the tens of thousands?
$25,000
in 1960.
in 1960. These fools were bought for 25. I'm like, boy, I could buy me a couple things.
That's when the Raiders came in the league. Was 1960. Yep.
Freaking crazy, bro. Oil money, dude.
Oh, it was oil money? Like Texas oil money?
Oil money. That's what I guess the Hunt family's. That's
Oh,
what they're.
really?
Yeah,
That Texas tea.
Texas tea,
Yeah,
baby.
Hunt family, more like a starts with a C. Never mind.
Speaking.
Anyways,
There it is.
You digress.
yes, so
How about that halftime
how
show?
about what we all came here for? What everyone's tuning into 178 to talk about is the wonderful
viewers, baby, from the
halftime
Super
show.
Bowl itself.
I was checking in on my chili and finishing that up and dolloping my cornbread batter on the top of my chili during halftime. So I heard it, but I didn't really watch really any of it. I saw the platforms and everything. It seemed fine to me. Like that's good music. That's
man.
what a halftime show should be. Someone comes on, or multiple people. I really don't care, but they play a melody of songs back to back to back. She played 12 songs, and then it was done. That's it. I thought it was great. Like how it sounded,
songs.
right? Like it was fine. I just heard Rihanna songs I've been hearing for the last 10, 12 years since she's been out. It was fine. It wasn't the best, and it wasn't the worst. It wasn't freaking. It wasn't Prince, and yet it wasn't. Whoever the hell, like whoever was bad.
Don't tell Seth Everett that.
What?
It wasn't
No,
Prince.
I'm saying it wasn't Prince. Prince was better.
I know. Because Seth Everett will tell.
Oh yeah, no.
Probably explain to us how it's the greatest
Yeah.
one.
Legendary.
But
go ahead.
Usually they have like the dancers or the performers kind of do an outfit change, or maybe even. Well, I guess she's pregnant, so she
I
probably
did
don't wanna be
notice
doing
that though for the performer or dancers.
It was really simple. Like you said, a lot of the songs that she played were just her hits, even if she was featured. So
Right.
shout out to like DJ Khaled and like Kanye
Jay-Z.
West and these damn good ass
Kanye.
producers that have given her the opportunity to make these damn good songs, right? But dude, yeah, I mean, I think she did pretty good. She didn't she didn't have to shake her booty. It wasn't like all sexualized
belly.
and whatnot.
Yeah, she shook her belly.
Yeah, it's cool.
Can I sidebar real quick?
I love Rihanna.
Can I sidebar
dude.
real quick? I don't know
Huh?
if you guys saw Jay-Z, but like when he walked
did.
in with their daughter, oh my god,
Blue
a
Ivy.
freaking miniature
Beyonce.
version of Beyonce. I thought it was. I thought they CGI'd Beyonce to like make her look like a little Oompa Loompa. Like, I was like, was that just their daughter? It was crazy how much they
Dude.
look alike.
He's brought her to the last 3 Super Bowls, and it's freaking crazy. That's Beyonce 2.0,
for
man.
sure.
It's nuts.
For sure.
What's her name? That's not Blue. Blue looks just like him.
I forget. Is
Red
that Blue
Ivy, Blue Ivy. I don't know.
I don't know. Danielle would know if she's on this podcast.
It's a Carter. It's a Carter.
It's a cod.
It's a Carter.
Okay, so commercials. Yes, Mark, I'm going to let you talk about your favorite commercial because that one was pretty good.
Rummy Carter? No. What the hell? Sorry, I was just looking up some pictures. Oh, what the Bud Light one, dude?
It was so funny because
Bud Light was
remember a few months ago when I got the blue screen of death on this computer? That's the song that they played for like 45 minutes while I was on hold with HP. I was laughing
it?
hella hard.
John was funny.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
I
got
just
some
thought it
slappers.
was just simple. Everyone, I mean, I don't know. The Clueless one with Alicia Silverstone, I thought bringing her back.
pretty funny.
It's kind of funny because every time I see these commercials, when I see something like that, it makes me think these are just like millennials like us that grew up younger and now they're like working at like production and marketing teams in these companies. Oh, let's just do a Clueless throwback. Mm-hmm. It's just like it's like totally meant for like people in our demographic and our age and whatnot. So I thought that was kind of cool and just. I mean, they were all.
Even the Bush Light
was
one
the
was
best
Sarah
one.
McLachlan.
Best one. Easily the best one. Easily
Sarah, that's a
to be
wolf.
I lost it. I lost it, bro.
Oh man, that was a good one.
And they had the John Travolta. What was it? T-Mobile.
Right. The Bradley Cooper with his mom. That one was pretty good. She was like, "Oh, you look like a flamingo," or like when he was like something about like him not winning an award. He was like, "Mom, I've been nominated 9 times." Yeah, but you didn't win any. was like, "Geez, Mom," with the burn.
That was good.
Yeah,
that was good.
Not the best commercial season, but pretty good. And then
30 seconds for $7 million.
One of the best ones was, it was kind of a copy, but Tubi, when it looked like everyone was like changing the channel.
Bro.
Remember a couple years ago, I think it was maybe the Eagles Patriots, and it was for like one of the Ford, like the new Ford trucks or something like that. And remember, like right before the kickoff happened, everyone's screen went black, and we're like freaking out, like, what the hell happened? And then all of a sudden it was a commercial for like a new car or something. It was kind of a carbon copy of that. But
that was funny though, man. I didn't say anything. I was waiting for someone in the room to say something. I'm like, bro, who the hell grabbed the commercial or the controller?
I saw a tweet today, and it was like, even worse than the Eagles' loss was now I have to repair the relationship with my mother-in-law. I called her a bitch for because I said she changed the channel during the Doobie commercial.
Oh shit, that's a goodie.
Oh man,
that was a goodie. But you're tripping on Jay-Z's daughter looking like Beyonce, the oldest one,
the one that she brought.
Whoever was there yesterday, whatever one you brought. Oh,
yeah, the oldest one. She looks just like him. Blue Ivy, bro.
She had shades on. I just looked. It was a quick glance. She looks like her.
Oh yeah, just the hair and the way first look. I mean, everybody was saying that too.
With the glasses, kind of the hair, but dude, she looks just like Jay-Z in my opinion.
Well, that's unfortunate.
But anyway, I thought he was gonna come out and do something with Rihanna.
Dude,
that would have been really.
That would have blew the roof off of it, bro. I've been hella clean. I was actually saying
she technically did bring someone out. We're talking to the Bible Belt states down there in the South.
+1.
It's a person. It's a person.
Brought her +1.
Oh. Yeah, but I mean, I think it would have been cool to see Kanye.
Yeah, I'm good off Kanye.
Can you imagine that?
Jay-Z. No. I'm good off Kanye. Jay-Z would have been cool.
He might have burned the building down.
Oh, God. But, I mean, that would have... Imagine that.
No, he would have been sporting a huge jacket with a swastika on, or he would have freaking Heil Hitlered at the end of the performance. Something like that.
Off that guy, dude. That guy's just fucking clown. Sorry, my language. He's a clown.
But, like, remember people couldn't find him for weeks or months?
Good. Things are great.
When I heard that, I was like, hopefully he got, not kidnapped, but, send him somewhere for rehab or something. Whatever loony bin or whatever padded cell he needs to sit in right now, get him some help. Because he obviously needs it.
I love he has great music, bro. I mean, respect it, but it's like he's just such an attention getter. I'm like, dude, get out of here, bro. I don't need none of that, man.
We should have seen the writing on the wall when he took that award and spit all over Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, bro. I'm like, come on, bro. You can't hate on Taylor. She's a star,
that was
man.
Writing on the wall, my brothers. Okay, but I don't know, Mark, did you have any...
Beyonce had the greatest album of all time.
Dude, that boy different. Some people fall in the fumble. Some people just want to pick it up and run with it.
Do we have 2023 season for the NFL, like early odds?
We do.
Like,
we do. We have
Chiefs and Eagles.
We have Chiefs 1, Bills 2, Niners and Eagles are tied at 3 last I seen.
Okay.
And Bengals are 4, I want to say.
Okay.
Well, technically 5 because the Eagles and Niners I seen were tied at, I think, plus 900.
The NFL is going to become the NBA here pretty soon, huh? These teams don't get it together.
What, you mean like just 5 teams really can only win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is...
Yeah.
NFL will always be different, obviously.
Well, because of salary cap, bro.
Injuries.
It has to be different. Salary cap. So you can't keep
they have a salary cap
forever,
in the NBA,
man.
Right?
Well, the thing is, I mean, luxury tax is going to pay more money. Yeah.
It's so weak.
How much are the Warriors paying in luxury tax?
But the only thing I'll say is that if you're willing to pay it, how could you hate?
Then don't have a freaking salary cap then.
And the thing is, who does luxury tax money go to? It's divided up and given out to every team. That's the only reason why I'm like, okay, it's actually not the worst thing. To line their pockets.
They don't then spend it on players.
In their pockets.
Couple extra,
I get it, though. I get it.
They buy a yacht so they can go out with their hooas.
I mean, you see those first couple teams, too. So, like, what's the worst thing to happen versus the Chiefs? Andy Reid goes. They still got Bieniemy, whatever his name is. He's good.
He's now he's the enemy. He's the Bieniemy.
Buffalo. I mean, they're probably going to stay the same. Don't see much change.
With,
Niners.
Bill Burr is the head coach, yeah.
Yeah, Bill Burr. I mean, Niners lose like a Jimmy Wardish. I don't see like too many big players.
A little chubbier Bill Burr.
There it is.
That's hilarious.
I think it's going to be the Eagles are losing a lot of players.
Yeah.
On that defense because they're free, and they literally have I think like 10 to 12 players that are going to be free agents that like were either their first string or second string players. So, I mean, they're going to have some work to do.
No, I understand that, but as long as you keep it to an average defense,
course.
it's an offensive league right now, bro. It's an offensive league. So
100%.
Just
if
you have the exact same quality of defense as the Chiefs,
you're fine.
There you go. There's no way you can't win over 12, 13 games next year.
Look who's up! Look who's up there also in odds for next year. The Dallas Cowboys.
Well, they should be. I mean, even if they're choke jobs,
not with Dak.
I mean, they're still going to be a playoff team. Put it that way.
They're still going to be a first or second place in the division team.
100% they should be.
Yeah.
The thing about what scares me is if the Bengals lose T. Higgins, that's going to be a huge loss. He's in a contract year. You still have to re-sign Burrow and Jamar Chase. The only thing that's going to help them, and I'm telling you right now who's going to get cut this year, is going to be Joe Mixon. He's in his contract year. You might as well use him.
What about
running backs are
the
just
tight end?
Keep them coming.
Dump them.
The what's it called too? Who is that defensive player? He's pretty good. Hubbard or whatever.
Oh, Chuba Hubbard. That's running back. Sam Hubbard, I think.
Yeah, he's good.
He's really good. Great.
Yeah.
But that's cap casualties, baby.
I mean,
when
we get into the 2023 season preview, I'll be looking hopefully like how teams obviously improve or at least look to improve after the draft. We'll see if the Raiders get Rodgers or, they'll probably draft a quarterback maybe in the draft, even if they get Rodgers, some kind of who can go under his wing for a couple of years. We'll see how the Giants improve to make that step to be further in the East. The Jaguars to stay on top and be not just a one game over 500 division team, See if the Colts and the Titans can bounce back,
That's a fun time, actually.
So there's a lot of different storylines to follow. NFL really never ends. I'm sure we'll be sprinkling it over between now and the draft, and then the draft into the practices, like the summer practices, summer camp, and then obviously training camp going into the preseason. So, so long to the 2022.
Rams gonna have to step it up too, man. What a horrible year
they're gonna fall back, I think, for a while.
Something's happening.
No draft picks.
That's what's crazy. I was just gonna say that. That's what's crazy.
That's went all in, money, bro. You save money and you save those rookie contracts. You want to freaking blow your load. You get your Super Bowl. I give you that, but bad made that way.
Yeah, that's true. All right,
real quick, Mike. I was gonna ask you if you don't mind. So sorry. I seen something on the NFLPA wanting to get rid of the NFL Combine, and they're gonna just do straight up. Would just do everything at the schools. Okay. What they do now, I know they do What's your opinion on that?
Like the spring practices or whatever, or no, but those are like the spring games for actual players.
No, just straight basically like a combine, like individual workout type of things. I seen they're trying to get rid of the combine. I heard.
Did they give a reason why?
I don't know if this is a chance of getting hurt or something. I know that Michigan linebacker last year ruptured his Achilles or some crap like that.
Yeah, I mean, but any type of workout from the end of your bowl season,
you're risking it
up until a workout to show off your skills till after the draft. Your I keep forgetting the goddamn names. What's the practices they have during the summertime where it's not mandatory, but like the voluntary? It's like an acronym they call them. Whatever, but the practices that they have during the summertime, and then of course anywhere in between, you can get injured. You can get injured in a motorcycle accident or something, So, is it?
No, I'm with you on it. Yeah, I know.
Is it? I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. If it just doesn't bring in any money, they're losing too much money flying all these kids in and all of the players. It just doesn't. I don't know. But the networks have it on.
Dude, they're comparing it to that slavery stuff, dude. They're still talking about that. That's true.
I don't know if it's a woke thing.
It's some of it is. Some of it is. I'm not gonna say. I know Colin Kaepernick kind of started that whole. With that documentary and crap that he had, but I saw something like a week or something ago, another article mentioning it also, or talking about it, about wanting to cancel it. Because I think this news that you're talking about, I heard it a couple days ago or a week ago, and it was an article, and I just kind of skimmed through the article, and I was like, whatever. I didn't even want to really get into it. I was kind of like what you said. Oh, so it's a woke thing that they're gonna cancel it. I think that has something to do with it. Don't quote me on it, but
right. But what?
I mean, all of a sudden they just want to cancel it. To me, like you said, for what? What are they doing? Saving money or whatnot? I think it's kind of cool that these players that are highly touted that want to get drafted, they get to go kind of like meet
get scouted, basically.
Get scouted, meet with different teams, kind of meet with each other, meet with sponsorship deals, Nike, whatever, right? Like it's fun for them. And obviously they like it because that's why that's not why they don't play in these bowl games. They're obviously playing in the bowl games to make the NFL, not to make the combine. But it just seems like it's something that these players kind of look forward to.
Right, especially because you're not getting hit also. They might not play in the bowl game because there's contact, and no, I want to make sure that my stock is up here and doesn't drop at all. It only goes up. And how does it go up? By showing out in the combine. So you're telling me, like what Sean says, they're going to want to do it at the schools or somewhere private, right? Okay, so you're going to have scouts, coaches, members of the media. They're all going to come out to the combine for everyone. So that's that's like slavery. So instead, you're going to have scouts, coaches, media members go to different places and watch these guys run a 40-yard dash, bench press, long jump, do drills and stuff. What the hell's the difference?
You should do it when they're all there. You might as well keep the combine. It's like the same damn thing.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope what you're saying about the whole thing.
I hope I'm wrong.
Exactly. I hope you're wrong. Because if that's the case, that's freaking stupid.
Nuts.
So
crazy. Yeah. Either way, hey, we'll have a chance to talk about it if anything comes from it, but not that bring that up. That's pretty.
Right. And to close out the Super Bowl and the season, 113 million viewers. I think the post was the biggest viewership of a Super Bowl in the last 6 years?
5 years.
5 years.
The third most watched in history. The third most.
Two great offenses. People love scoring points. Like they always say, like 20, 25 years ago, before we can't say it now in 2023, chicks dig the long ball. You know what I'm saying? They like the home run. They like scoring runs.
Scratch the third most watched television show in history, not just Super Bowl. Wow. Television show.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So I think that I heard it was like 30 of 30. So now it's like 31 of the 33 most watched like events ever in American history have been the Super Bowl. It's crazy. They just love this.
Right.
It was kind of cool when they went to the scene too, where they showed the fans in like Germany and wherever they were. I was like, damn,
that was cool.
They really do like football, I guess, not just, in other countries. They really watch it. Especially it's like us
entertainment, as you said.
It's like us watching the Champions League final, right? It's big for us here, so I'm sure the Super Bowl in other countries are pretty big too.
I will say that commercial or that little piece that Falcon, Captain America, Sam Wilson, the actor, whatever, he did on all the military people. Oh, a little lump in my throat there. That little piece.
Always.
Whew, you always get me with you always get me with disabled kids. Or kids with
Brandon Moore. Oh, the Brandon Moore one got me bad, bro.
Or the Pat Tillman, because that was the Pat Tillman one, right? The one where he did. So yeah, Pat Tillman, military guys coming home to see their families, they're injured, or you have kids with terminal illnesses. You get me every time. Forget it. All right.
Facts.
Rihanna's halftime show, 118 million. More people tuned into that. It's the second most watched halftime show behind Katy Perry's 2015 at 121 million. The Spanish
she had to dance around in a shark freaking costume to get that many viewers.
Oh yeah, Katy Perry, she's all right.
She's cool.
She's all right.
She's cool.
Got that good album with the song with Snoop and whatnot, but. Yeah, the Spanish broadcast was down, I think, a little bit to 1.9 million on Telemundo. It says here, so yeah, pretty good numbers. So seems like numbers are just records are meant to be broken, and it just seems like every year seems like I don't know. People were really interested in this Super Bowl
because there's not a population problem, Mark.
A tight line
because there's still too many people in this world, so they're going to watch on their damn TVs that are going to end up in the ocean. All right, folks, so on to happier news. Let's crack them if you got them, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a beer, but I damn sure will be having a beer this Sunday to the 2023 NASCAR season, Daytona 500. Let's freaking go, buddy.
Let's go.
Smoke them if you got them. Drink them if you got them. It is here, my friends. Racing season is upon us. We have qualifying tomorrow for the duels on Thursday, trucks on Friday, Xfinity on Saturday, Cup Series for the Daytona 500 on Sunday. Oh, unbelievable. I can't believe it's back. I'm so excited. So one of these days, all three of us are going to have to go to Daytona.
That'd be badass.
Just to camp out.
I know.
I mean, like, to camp out overnight, the kind of thing. I've heard that Talladega is like where you want to go. Not Daytona. But just to go to, say we go into a Daytona 500, that'd be cool.
No, if I'm going to Daytona, it's gonna be a 500.
No, right. No, I know. But what I'm saying is, like, if you want to like have the whole NASCAR experience of like some redneck shit, some like partying and everything, it's Talladega.
Some redneck shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the experience I'm trying to dabble
People
in.
running across the porta potties and people trying to pelt them with cans of beer and shit. Like, that's what you want to go for.
Or throw in chicken wings.
Right. Oh, God. Chicken wings, Mark. Oh, that was good.
Chicken wing, Mark.
Oh, that was good. Okay, so the season. So, yeah, still plenty of road courses this year. We're bringing back North Wilkesboro, right?
That's
North Wilkesboro. That's going to be the All-Star race, correct?
That's the All-Star
Yes,
race.
So we're still racing there. Chicago's going to have a freaking street race through the streets of Chicago. That's pretty
crazy.
cool. Yeah. I mean, I have plans still, I guess, to go to Darlington, but with just everything happening nowadays, that's probably canceled this year. Looking forward to 2024 Southern 500 to go to. But yeah. So let's see if Joey Logano can, reign champion again and defend his crown. We have Austin Cindric defending his Daytona 500 crown. And let's see what Kyle Busch does in that old number 8, because his team, Richard Childress, was the last Chevrolet team to win the Daytona 500 back in 2018 when number 3 Austin Dillon did it. So we'll see if he can repeat for his team and win his first ever Daytona 500. Sean, Mark, you guys got any thoughts on the upcoming season? Any predictions, any questions, any storylines you're looking forward to? We have some movers as far as teams are concerned, with Tyler Reddick's on a new team, a couple things like that. So what are you guys looking forward to?
I'm interested to see if it's going to be another one of those young gunner season. The Larson's going to have another good year, Chase, or it's going to be maybe one of these, aging vets. I think it's Harvick's last season I think we've seen. So is he going to maybe come back and have a good year? What you said, is Joey going to be able to go back-to-back this year? So, yeah, let's see if someone new can step up, You know
what's crazy? So you can say I'm crazy, but it seems like there's a trend that goes on that when these players have a kid, they win the championship. I mean, I think Kyle Busch, when he had a kid, I think that was one of the years he won the championship.
I think so.
If I'm not mistaken, Logano just had a kid. I think he won the championship. Right. Did it happen with someone else too? I was like, dude, I think it's like 3 drivers had kids and like won the championship the same year or something. So I was thinking, I'm like, Larson just had a kid and he didn't perform as good last year. So I'll definitely be looking for him to have like a little bounce back year. But man, for the season, just definitely excited, bro. Just like you said, Tyler Reddick going to be in that 45 with Bubba Wallace teaming up there. And just, I think Kyle Busch is going to have something to prove. And I think he's going to be, competitive at Richard Childress. It's always still, a lot to be desired sometimes, the performance that we can see out of those Richard Childress cars, especially when you got, a Ross Chastain #1 and a Daniel Suarez 99 and those King Trackhouse Chevys that, kind of have, for a 2-car team, have kind of set the pace here for the Chevrolets for a smaller team. And that's usually a crown that, Childress would wear, but for a smaller Chevy team. But Allmendinger coming back in, obviously from Los Gatos, close boy to the Bay Area here. So I think it's going to be fun seeing him, especially at these road courses. But he's going full time now, and just we got Eric Almirola coming back in that number 10. I mean, that's Smithfield. I mean, that sponsorship is strong. That's Smithfield. They bring that money, so. I mean, I think he actually signed for 2 years. It's not just a 1-year deal. So the dude was on the brink. He was on the brink of retiring, and now he's coming back for 2 years. Obviously, Sean mentioned Harvick. Like to see what he's going to do in his last year. These teams, got a couple more, obviously laps, if you will, under their belts with this next gen car. And I think they're just going to keep tweaking on it, working on it, trying to make the racing even better. But yeah, dude, I just excited to see what Ryan Preece is going to do. Obviously, taking over in that 41 Haas Ford as well.
I was just going to ask you
who went down. Cole Custer went down.
Yeah.
That's right. So Cole Custer's gone. Ryan Preece, he's like Tony Stewart's guy, kid from Connecticut. He's another Connecticut. He's another Connecticut kid, actually. Ryan Preece is. He's up there with Logano for the Connecticut boys.
Danielle says that Cole Custer's arguably the ugliest human being she's ever seen.
Ugliest human? Oh, jeez.
Why?
He's a chubby little fucker, dude.
Dude, his dad is like a big wig at Haas.
I know. So why he must have sucked really bad for a kid who has, the silver spoon coming out of his ass to be having to go back down to Xfinity. But I was actually going to ask you, like, the future of Stewart Haas. Almirola doesn't have too long. Harvick has one more year. Preece, Briscoe, like, what the hell's the future? They're going to have to get someone big to come over. They can't, like, what are they building? Cole Custer's going to come back up? Like, who's going to take those spots?
Briscoe won a race last year.
He didn't
Phoenix.
do shit the whole year. And I think he even made it to, like, the final 8.
He was hot. He was hot in the beginning. You got to give it to him.
Yeah.
He was hot. Harrison Burton, in the Wood Brothers Racing 21, that car was so fun when I love that car when Blaney was in it. I just loved Blaney in that car.
Him and Menard.
Yeah, but it's just now that Blaney's obviously on my team Penske, right. I can't be mad. But I think Harrison Burton's gonna have something to prove this year. Chris Buescher, what are them and Roush Keselowski or Fenway Keselowski Racing gonna do? Because I think Keselowski's hungry. Obviously, driver owner there at that team, and he's gonna be really hungry to try to get a win. They didn't. I think that's 2 years in a row that neither Roush car was able to qualify for the Clash, if I'm not mistaken. Wow. Like I said, when you're there, you don't really get all the news that you get on TV, but I think that's what I heard.
7-time Cup Series champion Jimmy Johnson coming back for a few races in the 84. Yes, that'd be pretty cool. As part team owner now, that's pretty cool.
And speaking of that 84, I want to speak on that team a little bit. Obviously, changing it over from the Petty Motorsports or Petty GMS Racing as it was last year. And if you do not know, Petty GMS stands for Gallagher Motorsports. So Maury Gallagher, he's actually the owner of Allegiant Airlines, which is the sponsor for the Raider Stadium down there in Vegas. So Maury Gallagher, he's a big NASCAR fan. He's obviously had like truck teams or Xfinity teams before, and he just wanted to obviously move up, and he combined with Petty here, and they've just kind of revamped the whole thing. They don't have none of their names on it, called Legacy Motorsports. And what do you think about them guys, with obviously Eric Jones coming back in that 43? He won Darlington last year. He's coming back for that, but to add to that team, which I think is going to be a pretty good pickup, Noah Gragson, the other kid coming out of Las Vegas from that old, coming from that 9-car in the Xfinity series, that Dale Jr.'s team.
And he took over for Bowman a couple races, right?
Yes,
last year when he had the concussion. He raced okay.
And he went head-to-head in the championship Xfinity race at Phoenix last year with Ty Gibbs, almost won it, but Ty was very strong. So I think
how many racers from Xfinity are coming up? Do you know? Or is it like a set number every year?
Full-time is Ty, right? Ty Gibbs, Gragson.
Ty Gibbs, Noah Gragson full-time. I think
Allmendinger kind of.
Allmendinger full-time.
So that's probably it, yeah.
I'm looking right here, but
because Ryan Preece was always full-time, right? He was just in a smaller team.
No. Yeah. You're right.
I think just 3. If I were to guess, if I were to venture a guess.
Zane Smith is coming up for 6 races
way.
That Front Row Motorsport 38. He's obviously...
Is he from the trucks? He's race trucks?
He's in the trucks. The rebranded, which is so cool this year, it's the Craftsman Truck Series again.
Nice.
So they're bringing it back with the Craftsman Series.
Nice.
The Gander RV.
Zane Smith is definitely your reigning champion there, so he'll be doing 6 races here in a Cup. So that'll be fun to see. I like how he's been a good Ford performer. Obviously, was able to winning in a Ford last year, and Joey in the Ford Mustang for the Cup Series. So I like that Ford got those 2 championships. Toyota got one. So Blue Oval.
Let me ask you guys a question. We got year 2 under this new next-gen car, so you have some time to kind of get used to it, kind of like, a defense get used to a quarterback after his rookie season, just like, the NFL is going to get used to Brock Purdy. Sorry. So what do you guys think? Is it going to be another like kind of toss-up week to week? Like, we're going to have close to these 17 races, or is it going to kind of are we going to thin the herd? Cream's going to rise to the top. Are we going to have less this year, like only 10 or 11 or 12 different winners, because everyone's going to get used to this next-gen car, and the better drivers are going to actually like outlast the middle to low drivers?
I can still see one more year of a good number of different drivers winning. At least another year, maybe even 2. Because last year, how many different winners did we have last year? It was
19.
19. So
if Blaney could have got a win, they would. I wanted Blaney to get a win to break that.
You count the All-Star race.
20. Yeah, well, 20.
I can say about 15. I'll see 15 different winners this year. That's a good number.
So less, yeah. Because we still got less.
Probably a little bit less.
Yeah, because we still got less than or equal to during the regular season. But then you had that one round, like the round of 12, where like the round of 16 or the round of 12, all 3 races had new winners, right?
Different racers, yeah.
Like Busher won Bristol, Bubba won at Kansas, and
that's right.
Somebody else. It was like 3 different playoff winners were not playoff drivers, right? So,
dude, I think Christopher Bell's gonna be good this year.
Yeah.
I think, man, that kid, he was coming on real. He could have won that championship last year, right? So, I think Bell's gonna be good. So I can see him winning. I think Truex is gonna be good this year too.
Who does better, Truex or Busch? Ooh.
Do you think both of them will get a win?
I do.
Truex.
I do. I think Truex bounces back and gets a win.
Yeah.
Harvick got like 2 straight wins last year. I actually don't think Harvick gets even a win this year.
Really?
Yeah.
His last year?
If you said of those 3, who doesn't win? Harvick.
I don't know, man. I think Truex is going to be good. I think he'll get a win. I think he could be a bit better than Busch just because the equipment, in my opinion, Joe Gibbs has top-notch equipment.
Anybody from the top 3, Joe Gibbs, HMS, or Penske, that you see taking a step back this year? Byron or Bowman? You see Blaney?
I think Bowman has a little bit to prove. Right. I think contracts are coming up. Although he's good, he's just. Sometimes I feel like you want to be a little bit more outspoken. He's like the Mike Trout of Hendrick. He's just very quiet. I don't know, dude. It's kind of hard to say that any of those guys are going to take step back just because, just because of the teams, just because of the quality of the team that they're on. It's just, I don't know. Denny Hamlin, is he finally going to win a championship? Who knows? But I think that. I think these teams are all going to be the same kind of. I think they're going to be good. The JGR is going to be good. The Penske's going to be good. I'd like to see Cindric. Obviously, he won that Daytona 500. I thought he was going to get another. I thought he was going to be able to get like a road course win. He didn't get one. Let's see if he can get another win or 2 this year. But it's going to be challenging.
It's going to be hard to win those road courses when you have Larson, Chase Elliott, even Busch and Truex, and then Allmendinger. It's kind of tough when you got those guys at the top of their game, at least for Larson, Chase, and then Allmendinger on road courses. Okay, gentlemen, so let's get your predictions for the Daytona 500 and your top 4 final playoffs, and of course your 2023 season champion. And I'm writing these down so you can go back.
Okay. Well, let's go start from champion out. Season champ will go Chase. I'll be biased as hell.
There it is.
Come on, I got to. I'll say final 4. Obviously Chase. I'll put Larson there. I'll go with Truex. And I'll go with Christopher Bell.
Okay, so two Hendrick Motorsports and 2 Joe Gibbs. So Bell, Truex, Chase, and Larson. That's Sean. And then
what was the next
Daytona,
one?
This Sunday's Daytona 500 winner.
Oh man, let's go with.
Yeah, come on, that one's so. I hate trying to pick
Just
a
do it.
Daytona 500.
Yeah.
We're having one more episode before we go every other week next week.
I just always think of when I was about to win those 8 bets
and then
and 1
Michael
0.
McDowell.
It's right.
Mark is still working on his list. I guess working from the championship out, and then I'm still gonna work on who I'm gonna pick for the actual winner on Sunday. Yeah, I'm
All
like,
right, Mark.
What did you want?
He wanted you to go,
Probably-
or myself to go.
No, but what did you want for me? The 4 championship 4.
Probably start with your championship and
matter.
your championship
Just-
4,
yeah.
and then or
Daytona
whatever you
500,
want, if you know who
Daytona
you're-
500 Final Four and champion. Doesn't matter, any order.
and I just throw mine out when I see it.
Let's see. Shit, I feel like I have to go on this shit. Damn it.
Bugaboo.
Is Hamlin's new venture gonna impede his performance on the track with all this new podcasting and whatnot?
I
No,
don't
it's just
know,
gonna
man.
give it.
Looking
It's just
at
gonna
him
give.
like,
Instead of, complaining to a microphone in someone else's hand, he's gonna have the microphone in his hand, complaining about the safety of the cars and who bumped him and who drove him at the track or whatever, or his pit crew sucked ass that week or whatever. Someone's not holding. He's the one holding the microphone.
Let's go with Martin Truex winning this weekend.
Ooh. Okay.
Wow.
Gonna go ahead and build.
No
off
one's
of
giving
the,
no one's giving Byron any love, huh? I haven't heard Byron's
Byron.
name.
It's kind of tough when you want to say Chase and Larson, like not automatically, but kind of automatically. It's kind of hard to say that 3 Hendrick Motorsports drivers are going to make the Final Four. It's kind of hard to throw Byron and Bowman in there when you want to really, really say Chase and Larson. You got to take one of those guys out, I feel.
I'll go with Logano for the Daytona 500. I kind of like Blaney too, but dude, those Penske Fords are tough at Daytona. So I don't want to sound like a homer, but I just think that Logano's real good at drafting. I think he's real good at that place. So I'll go with him. And it's funny because we haven't brought this up, but Travis Pastrana is going to try to qualify for the Daytona 500. So
very nice.
This dude's kind of making a comeback. I think he's doing it for the money. Is it the money team?
I was going to say he's doing it for the money. Yeah, he's doing it for the money.
I think he's doing it for
Floyd Mayweather's team.
So for the championship 4, dude, I'm gonna actually go with
Clint Boyer.
I'm gonna go with. Dude, give me Larson, championship 4.
Okay.
Give me Blaney.
Danielle's new favorite driver after we watched that docu-series. She's a Blaney fan, so we got to get her some 12 gear.
Nice. I love Blaney. Let's go with Hamlin.
Okay.
Nice.
Hamlin, Blaney, Larson. Oh, let's go with Bell.
Again, Bell, Final Four.
Bell.
Okay, and then your champion. Don't say
Campeon.
Champion.
Campeon.
Man, this is hard.
Both of you guys have two freaking
dude.
Joe Gibbs
Let's
drivers
go with,
in the championship 4.
I'll go. I can go with Larson, dude. Nice. I know you'd like to hear that.
I got some space up in the garage for another flag, and I got some hat and a huge hoodie. I can always get some.
I think he's too good of a driver to perform like he did last year. I think he's just gonna kind of Chase. Something was off with Chase, dude. Something was off. I have to see before I can pick him. But man, he could. Or don't get me wrong. I mean, any of those Hendrick cars. Like I said, no one talked about Byron. But freaking Byron, he could be good as hell. He could win the Daytona 500, man.
I always want to gravitate towards Hendrick or like a Chevy to win the Daytona 500, but it hasn't happened in it's going on 6 years now, or 5 years. So I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, those Fords always are there at the end. Like, it doesn't matter how many big ones there are, who's out of the field, whether it's a field of 40 or a field of 4.
You'll get McDowell.
I know.
They work as a team.
I know. You know what? I'll go. Shit. I'm going Blaney for the 500. For the 500. Final 4. Duh. Larson first. Then I'm going to go let's see. I will throw Hamlin in there, I guess. He's always going to have the desire. Something always goes wrong, but it's kind of I don't want to. And I'm not putting Bell, the other people in there. I'm not putting Bell or what's his name?
Truex.
No, Bell or Chastain in there.
Oh, Chastain.
Right, from last year.
Yeah.
But who I will put in there to repeat in the Final Four, there's no reason why I can't pick Logano for a Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go. So Larson, Hamlin, Logano. And let's go with Jamie
I like
Jamie
Logano.
McMurray.
I just I feel like it's so hard for Logano. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's hard to win back to back in any sport. That's why I didn't go with my guy. But I hope I'm wrong.
What? Just to throw it out there, I've hated him for so long, but he's with a new team. Why not? Why not? I'm Kyle Busch, man.
Kyle, baby,
Why not? Kyle Busch,
right?
And then for a champion, I mean, I got to go with your kid thing, right? Larson with the kid, I got to go with it.
Someone that I did want to pick, but they still have to prove to me that they can do it and get there. But this kid is freaking good, and he just keeps getting better. And he's with the new team, and that's Tyler Reddick in that 45.
Right.
He was looking really, really, really strong, and then he just imploded in that second round of the playoffs last year. Oh my God!
And now,
And
now he's pretty much in Gibbs gear, right? He's pretty much in Gibbs equipment. So man, I'm just
we could be sleeping on that.
I think he's gonna win a race. Yeah, I think he's gonna win a race and be competitive. I just have to see him do a little bit more here, and get some more clout in these playoffs. To have to pick him, but he could even do good in the Daytona 500 at 25-1. Some quick odds. You got Chase Elliott, your favorite here, 12-1.
I almost picked
Hamlin,
him for the 500 actually.
So you got and Blaney's also 12-1. Logano 14-1. Busch never winning one. He's 14-1. Larson 14-1. Man, there's a lot of drivers that there's a lot of this is the one race that you can actually try to find some value because anyone can win it, right? So even a Martin Truex, I think Sean picked him to win this week, 28-1. It's not bad, right? Especially with all these crashes, dude. And dude, that year that McDowell won, because he drives for the smaller Ford, the two cars, right? I think they might have three. Dude, I literally picked his teammate instead of him. His teammate was like 100-1, and I think it was Reagan that made the David Reagan. He doesn't, but he comes in for the 500. He's not an active racer anymore. I picked Reagan like 100-1 because it's a Ford, and I know they're there at the end. And it was McDowell that got it. He was like 60-1. You look at McDowell this year; they're not giving him 60-1 anymore. They learned 25-1. You're looking at McDowell here, so. Yeah, could have got him 61. I just went with the wrong front row motorsports car.
All right, there you go. So do we have time for an EPL? We're about an hour in. EPL check-in?
We might not, but I just want to hit on one thing real quick. I believe that the UCL, the Champions League, is getting kicked back together. They're kicking off again after this long wait from the World Cup.
Oh, that's right. Okay, cool. Nice.
There's tomorrow, baby.
Nice. So just
and I think let's just give a quick. Who's playing Saint Germain?
Benfica plays tomorrow. PSG, I believe, plays tomorrow against their opponents. So I think it's 2 games tomorrow, 2 games Wednesday.
Right. Liverpool with a 2-0 win at home against Everton. That rivalry continues today. So as far as let's see, between 21 and 23 games have been played in the EPL season so far. Arsenal still atop, only 3 points above Man City with 48. Manchester United is now 5 points back of first place with 46. All 3 of those teams losing in the last 2 weeks as well. They each had 1 loss. And then Newcastle rounds at the top 4 still with 41 points. Tottenham 5th with 39 and down in 9th place with 32 points. So they are still only 9 points clear of the top 4's Liverpool through 21 games. Chelsea down there at 31 as well. So both those 2 teams are within 9-10 points of the top 4 with about 15-16 games left to go in the regular season. So yeah, excited for that. We'll see what happens. I think games probably
does the season end kind of around the same time, or are they
it's
pushing
like in
it
May,
out?
right? Isn't it usually in
Yeah,
May?
I think it's in May.
Yeah. So we have games. Probably it looks like a makeup game. Arsenal versus Man City this Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. So that's good for me. I'll watch that. And then Saturday is a full slate of games. Saturday and then Sunday at the morning of the Daytona 500, Manchester United and Leicester City at 6 a.m. So a full slate of games on Saturday and then 2 games on Daytona 500 Sunday. Enjoy the 500, everyone, and enjoy the season. It's really cool. If you've been listening to this and hope you haven't been, skipping those 15-second or 30-second increments on this part of the podcast, it's super, super cool. Especially I have a few guys at work who are Formula One fans. I was like, dude, watch this Sunday too. Right? Like watch, there's actually passing in this sport. So yeah, you'll like it. And they kind of laugh at me, right? So
I think you have to go to an event.
Right.
Like I was like, dude, like what the hell is this? I went to the event. I went Labor Day. So it was a Labor Day race down in LA and it was a night race. So it's like, everyone has Monday off and it's at nighttime and the weather was great, like Indian type summer feeling down there in Los Angeles in the San Bernardino County, Inland Empire, I think they call it down there. And yeah, dude, just great. You have to just go to a race, and once you go there, it makes you want to go back for sure.
I mean that the Daytona 500 going to your house, that was the first one I ever watched, like really like the full race. That was enough of an event. I didn't need to go to an event. That was just shots after shots after shots and picking a driver to follow for the rest of the season. That's all I needed, right? Hell yeah. Okay, guys, let's transition into the comic side of the podcast. Kind of short actually on my end. I had like 5 books last week to get into, especially since we're going to be waiting to read the 1 Minute War special and the Flash 792 or whatever it is for next week. So we'll have both of those stories for you next week. But for new books this upcoming Wednesday, DC gives us the final issue of Batman Beyond the White Knight number 8, Batgirls number 15, Lazarus Planet continues with Dark Fate, Danger Street number 3, a Tom King story, and my God, it's finally here, Swamp Thing Green Hell number 2 from Jeff Lemire. It's finally here, number 2. And apparently in March we're getting number 3. I'm not going to hold my breath. Marvel gives us X-Men 19, Wolverine number 30, Hulk number 12, Spider-Man number 5, and Fantastic Four number 4. Image gives us 8 Billion Genies number 7, What's the Furthest Place from Here number 11, and a new story, Last Barbarians number 1. Boom Studios gives us House of Slaughter number 12 and Grimm number 8, and 3 singles right here, Aftershock, Foulness in the Walls number 1, a new story. Source Point Press gives us Nightwalkers number 2, and AWA with Trojan Man number 2.
Classic.
All right, Sean. What you got from last week? What are you excited for this week? Let's get into this quick comic book talk for this week.
Yeah, of course, brother. This week, of course, there's always a couple books that stand out to me. Specifically, looking at this week,
I'm only getting 3 books actually this week, so I got a light list.
Yeah, and I mean, if you have a light list, and I have a damn near nothing list because I'm looking right now. I was actually thinking on last week's because actually looked so
Swamp
good.
Thing, bro.
And,
Green Hell. Finally.
Yeah, this week
I
don't
I'm seeing
have
that. And it's funny that it's actually coming on a week that I'm very low on books as well.
Yeah.
So, man, you know what? You know what's so crazy about that story? As much as we hate on it, that story, the first one, we never got 2 or 3, but as bad as my memory is, bro, and you guys know, I have the memory of a fish, right? But I actually still remember what number 1 was about. Right. And that book might be like a year old, right? It was the daughter, because it's obviously a daddy-daughter book, right? So I'm going to remember it. I was like, oh, it was pretty cool. It was like something, didn't the mom like die or something? I
believe so.
And so I still kind of remember what the plot was, and the dad and the daughter.
And then the sickness is like in the water, right? And it's infecting everything.
Yeah. Yep. Remember? Yeah. So it's like, it's crazy that I actually still remember it. Yeah. So it's like, I was looking forward to it. I was like, this is going to be a good story.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I guess you can't say I am looking forward to that one, which is kind of funny, but yeah. What else am I getting? I just
get 3. I just get 3 DC books: the Beyond the White Knight final issue, Swamp Thing, and then the Lazarus Planet. So if I was like, screw this, I'm not getting Swamp Thing, I'd be getting 1 book this week.
Yeah, 1 book.
I'm getting actually Batman Incorporated. That's one of my favorite, books going on right now. So I'm excited for that one. But it's actually good that I'm not getting that many books this week because I still got a whole bunch to read. Like I told you this morning, because you didn't get them. And when you sent me the list, I was like, dude, these are none of the ones that I have to read. So instead of cracking down and reading for a while today and try to bust some out for the show, I was like, you know what? Just wait out a week. It's a slow week this week. I got some books to read throughout the week, and we can discuss them next week.
Like literally,
that's a whole lot of
weeks. Like we were talking about,
I was hoping you were going to get Catwoman, Mike. You didn't get it?
No, so I had it on my pull list. I sent it the week of, and I just didn't get it. So it was one of those things where I text him like, hey, put a Catwoman One Bad Day in my stack for next week. There's no more. So I have to wait.
I seen that.
I have to wait.
Okay, so we'll wait to talk about that specifically.
Yeah. It was just one of those missed ones where it just got missed in the slipped through the cracks, whatever.
You read it already, Sean?
I did read it. I liked it, but I'm not going to talk about excess. I mean, those I like to talk with you guys. I love those One Bad Days, man. Those are badass.
Right. Okay. We all have One Bad Days too. So
exactly.
The Penguin one was still bad. I like the Penguin
hella
one.
Dope, bro.
Right. When he gets the gun from the kid, and he's like, you're supposed to just shoot yourself with it and end your ass.
I know. Last week.
Oh,
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, for last week's books.
No, you hang up.
No, I mean, I'm looking at last week's books. I mean, I actually purposely tried to stay away, even though it was so hard not to read Daredevil. It was hard not to read Deadly Duo. That's all for next week.
Okay, Jesus freaking Christ.
The only one I did read. The only one I did read from last week was actually Symbol of Truth. Mark, I actually did read that earlier today, and that one actually was pretty good. I kind of liked it.
What did you like about it? It was like him and Falcon fighting the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, it was him and Falcon. I kind of liked it.
I think I'm going to drop it. I dropped Sentinel of Liberty this week or last week. This one, I was like, if this one doesn't grab me, I think I'm going to drop it. I'm
going to give one more. I kind of liked it, but I'm trying to see like where this next issue is going to go. With the White Wolf, I'm just more seeing what the next issue. If there's anything I'm most like the White Wolf, who's kind of like the main villain here.
Yeah, you know what? You might have sold me on waiting another issue or two. You're right, because because at the very end, right? If I'm looking through it right now, what it's like, he says he actually mentions it's a White Wolf, right?
That's where he's going now.
He's pretty much gonna. I have to go kill him for what he did to Falcon. So yeah, I mean, I already dropped Sentinel of Liberty. I guess that we could probably keep this one going. But it's just for me with these Marvel books, it's hard to keep pulling these ones on the pull list when I have Daredevil that's so good. Like Alex told me last week, hands down, Daredevil, Punisher, the best books from Marvel, like hands down. Like, why do we got two good, like great, like almost great books from Marvel, and the other ones are just, it's just, I don't know, man. Give me more types of Daredevils, more types of Punishers, right? But the Deadpool I'm pulling, that one's decent. Not the best, but it's decent, maybe because I haven't read too much Deadpool and it's kind of interesting and it's a fun little read there. But the Deadpool, I think we're 3-4 issues in on that book. It just like got restarted, rebooted. But that one's decent. It's not no Daredevil, but it's all right.
Miles Morales right now. I'm 3 issues into the new era of Miles Morales. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Quick stops. Just another Kevin Smith. It's kind of like with Clerks based things. Yeah, it's just a little wacky. I think it's only like 4 or 5 issues. That was issue number 4. It's like different stories, each time. So it was pretty cool. Lazarus Planet, Legends Reborn. This was all these one shots from the Lazarus Planet are pretty good because it's all these 4 or 5 short stories in one long one shot, but it's kind of setting up for this, what's going to happen to Raven? What's happening to Nightwing? What's happening with Batman? What's happening with, Firestorm in this new post-Lazarus Planet event DC, right? Because we're getting that DC Reborn soon, right? So Lazarus Planet, Legends Reborn. I got a story with, like I said, Raven, Beast Boy, Nightwing, Renee Montoya, a.k.a. The Question, Trigon, Firestorm, and this new kid, City Boy. This new kid right here, City Boy. So we'll see more of him in a later issue. Thank God, Dark Web, another trash-ass issue from Marvel. And Zeb Wells, I'm so glad I'm done with this story. It was stupid.
Oh, my God.
It's just like comedy. It's like a joke. It's like it's like nothing's too serious about anything, and of course they have to like bring in Krakoa and that whole shit with X-Men, like everything. When you bring in Krakoa to something that was as bad as this Amazing Spider-Man run, I'm so glad that I'm done with it. Like I said, Miles Morales Spider-Man was cool. We got a new character, maybe a first appearance, right? This new character called the Rabble. But yeah, it's another one of those stories where she was, she came from a underprivileged Arabic family, mom, dad, but they were super super smart, and so she was like a prodigy. Sorry, Jesus Christ, prodigy. The mom ends up getting sick and dying. And so the dad's doing his best to send her to this school and everything. And so they put her in a lottery to get like the scholarship to school. And who wins the lottery over her? Miles Morales. So it's kind of like a revenge story of like, just because of a lottery, now my life is effed up. So like she knows who he is. So she's going around and picking off his friends one by one to get his attention. And finally, from Image Comics, Almighty #1. In a post-apocalyptic, war United States, kind of like undiscovered country, they kind of bordered it off, so it's like a poverty-stricken, just, the economy is super, super low, and pretty much like half of the United States is run by like gun runners and biker gangs and stuff, and this one assassin, this chick right here with the cool eyes, let me see if I can pull up a page with her cool eyes, she is hired to save a gal who's been kidnapped by a biker gang. So this biker gang, let me show you her. She's pretty cool looking.
For sure.
So this is like the year currently is 2098. So couple decades, past of what we're at right now, about 60, 70 years. So yeah, so it's pretty much them just traveling across the country to where she's supposed to be, to her safe house, and they're on their way. And they picked up her track that she set a false trail, but then they're going to double back and they find that, nope, this is the trail. So they're on her tail. It's probably a 4, 5, or 6 issue miniseries. Should be good. Something that caught my attention in previews. And I for sure was like, anytime I see something that catches my eye, that's 4, 5, or 6 a miniseries, I'll grab it. So that's it for me for books this week, fellas.
Nice. And then you said next week we'll be reading, or we'll be talking about the Flash special, right?
I got all those. I got all my books today, like the Daredevil, the Deadly Duo, the Batman. I got
perfect.
I got all that.
That's good.
The Flash, and then of course I'll read this week's Flash special for next week.
1 Minute War.
Yeah. So that would be 10 books. So if I get some time at work or something, if I get some dead time, I might sneak in a couple reads or something. I don't know.
Well, we don't have an NFL Super Bowl to talk about to take up about 15, 20 minutes. So
15, 20 minutes. Seems like we talk about sports.
30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes just from the Super Bowl, yeah. Anything else for books for you guys?
No. I mean, last week we got a lot of books. Next week I'm going to be talking about like a handful of books each.
Right. And now it's going to get to the time where, next week I have 10 books to read, and then we're going to get to the point where we're going every other week. So it's like, oh shoot, I have like this week was like 6, and this week was 10, so I got freaking like 16 books to talk about. So now we'll start to dwindle it down to only a handful. But did you guys watch any of the trailers from the Super Bowl, or like I told you, Sean, before we recorded tonight, go to YouTube and watch the full Flash trailer. I haven't been stoked about a movie from DC in a long time, right? Because everything's been...
You mean Shazam didn't stoke you?
Just to see the new character, yeah, but like not like, oh my God, it's the new Dark Knight, No, absolutely not. Maybe the Snyder cut of the Justice League, just because I was getting more of what I desired when I actually watched the actual movie. But this Flash movie, holy shit!
It looks pretty good.
The 5-year-old in me is like jumping for joy with seeing Michael Keaton Batman, and then 25-year-old me is like jumping for joy seeing freaking possibly, you see that the bike, maybe it's Christian Bale Batman, maybe, I don't know, but now we're getting Cara Jarrell. She's Supergirl is in it. We see Flash. Zod is in it. It's like, it's gonna be a good one, man. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, just the idea of trying to alternate a timeline, bro, and then you can have such a creative idea into what characters you want to include. So no, it looks badass, bro.
I was
So
interested
good.
to see that they were going to base this story loosely off of the Flashpoint paradox, right? So and then in the story, he saves his mother, but then when he goes back to his timeline that his mother's there, Bruce Wayne's dead, Thomas Wayne is Batman. He uses a gun, and then there's a world war between Themyscira, the Amazons, and Atlantis, right? So that was like the story, and then of course the cartoon movie that I love that movie. So yeah, but this is loosely based off of Flashpoint, like what happens when he goes back and just alters time. That's all he does, is he saves his mom. He wants a world where his mom's alive. So boom, there you go. The multiverse, right? It's going to be kind of interesting to see the two different Flashes together at the same time,
bro.
Right?
I know.
It looks like they have.
That's my face. That's my face.
Right. It looks like they have some like comedic relief, right, together. So it looks pretty good. So I have high expectations, right? This is the one and done for Ezra Miller. Like he's done as the Flash in the DC universe. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. June 16th, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the new. I mean, I know we've seen the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It was cool. That's the last one of that series also too. And it's like those are always just good movies. They're cool movies and stuff, but just something like big. That was the big DC thing. And it was actually a good, like, oh shit, this is pretty freaking good too. So definitely even more, I think, excitement for that movie than the Guardians of the Galaxy. Because again, I'm gonna watch the Guardians. It's gonna entertain me how it always does. But the Flash, and you said too, it's the one and done for Ezra Miller. So hit a home run, kid.
I mean, we've been hearing a lot of rumblings, right? But is this where DC kind of wants to start taking the crown from Marvel?
I hope so.
We obviously got, dude. I mean, they're trying to do something with Gunn and like all these what they announced, right? With like Booster Gold, and I don't know much about this Booster
Gold. Those
Gold.
movies are coming out, yeah. Mm-hmm. The Authority, yeah.
And it's like they're trying to not just do the main Batmans, the Jokers. They're trying to finally dabble into like maybe people that are more into like comics is like,
the real nerds. Yep.
The real
like
geeks.
The ones that have like stuck with them, because we know like the Batmans are gonna sell. We know like, the Supermans, the Spider-Mans, all these big characters. But like, I know when they announced it, I think on Twitter, Tom King, I think it was Tom King, he retweeted someone talking about that Booster Gold series, and then Tom King was like, Juice, he's like, it's the funnest, he's like, that's the funnest character in comics to write. So I was like, what? I need to go look up some Booster Gold
stuff I never even heard of.
No, Booster Gold's cool. Booster Gold was him versus like Wally West Flash in the one where what was the story where they had the house with the rehabilitation center, and then they Heroes in Crisis.
I remember.
They accidentally killed all those people at the thing. It was like, who did it? Like, was it Harley Quinn or Booster Gold or whatever? And they found out it was Wally West, right? So Wally West is just basically like a time traveler, and it's funny because he messes a lot of things up, So that was pretty good. Go ahead.
Created by Dan Jurgens in 1986. He's a member of the Justice League, initially depicted as a glory-seeking showboat from the future, staging high publicity heroics through his knowledge of
DC book also that I got you?
He should.
No, I'm actually on Wikipedia real quick.
Should be.
He's definitely in that DC encyclopedia.
Oh, yeah, he definitely is. Except that encyclopedia that you got me, which I love, I don't have a bookcase anymore. It's in storage right now. So
okay.
I actually have to resort to Wikipedia for my
that'll do
knowledge real quick. But yeah, 1986 first appearance. I'm sure those first appearances, 1986, if anyone has one, they're probably going to be going up in value here pretty soon. And I wouldn't be surprised if Tom King is going to already start writing a Booster Gold story, because he seemed really excited about it. So let's go, Booster Gold.
Oh, yeah.
Excited to learn more about you, if you will.
Yeah, man, it's more material, bro. That's all we care about. DC, Marvel, just give us some good shit, man. I'm excited for Flash for sure.
Just give us something to talk about.
Right. That's it, man.
Yeah,
I don't say a blah blah. You guys know where that's from? Quick quick little exam. That one little line. I don't say a blah blah blah.
Hotel Transylvania.
Yes.
I was just gonna say blah blah. Yeah. Yes.
Dude, so yesterday my daughter's just like saying that. I'm like, what the hell? She's like, I don't say
Blah,
blah
blah,
blah blah.
blah. Oh,
Like
yeah.
a little kid saying
Yeah.
that. Like, what the hell are you talking about? It's just hella funny.
That's
She's like, it's
funny.
in the movie. And I like looked it up. I'm like, what the hell? I've been saying it all
Yeah.
day. I don't say blah blah blah. Anyway,
Nice.
Mike, of course, Mike
Yeah,
knows.
of course. I was gonna say that, or either that dog puppet, the one with that smokes a cigar who always talks shit. Your accent, your voice, blah blah blah. It's kind of sounded like,
Oh yeah.
I joke, I
Blah,
kid,
blah,
I
blah.
kid.
That's funny.
Do you remember those crank yank?
Oh,
crank
yankers, dude! Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I can do a
Crank
whole podcast
yankers,
episode
bro.
on this crank yankers shit.
Oh,
What was it? Wanda Sykes. There's a
It's-
turd in the back of my car.
dude.
Is that turd?
That-
Ma'am, you sorry? A
Crank-
turd?
Oh, classic.
We just went left
Oh,
field
man.
though, but the crank yankers was hilarious,
but
bro.
the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, at least we get Adam Warlock, that cut scene after Volume 2 with like the closed gold casket, or like all those gold people had him. I call him Adam. So at least we get to see Adam Warlock in that movie. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I actually didn't see the trailer, but it's Indiana Jones and it's probably okay. You know, Harrison Ford. Jesus Christ,
Watchable.
he's getting up there, man. We're going to start saying like, oh, is this his last movie? Is that his last movie? By the way, Ray Liotta's last movie, Cocaine Bear. Oh man, what a way to go out!
Seriously, bro, that looks freaking.
Harrison, damn
hilarious.
Harrison,
Harrison Ford's like in his
Harrison.
80s.
He's older than my dad. He's
Yeah.
80, 1942. Man,
he's legendary, man.
1942.
yeah.
He's gonna be easy
Man.
on those stunts, bro. I'm telling you that.
And who did you just say as well?
Ray
Ray
Liotta.
Liotta, well, he's
That
dead.
Oh
movie
yeah,
is man.
he passed
He
away.
did.
You know?
But his last movie, I just saw the trailer, like the full length trailer for it. Cocaine Bear.
I can't believe they play that. I can't believe a cocaine bear right at the beginning of the Super Bowl. Like, oh my
I
god,
seen
that
that-
movie is just like really cocaine bear. I
It
guess
literally
but-
is, bro. I was like, hold on, is it literally cocaine? Oh, it's literally cocaine
Based
bear.
off true events too.
It is a true story, though. You got to give
Disney
him that.
laying off 7,000 employees upcoming. So the hits
Crazy,
just
bro.
keep
They're
on
trying-
coming
it's
for some of
weird,
these big
though.
companies.
They're laying off 7,000. Huh. Tell me about it. But no,
It's not going to be at the parks, though. I guarantee you that.
7,000. But they're trying to save. I forgot. Like this guy said, like he wants to save like a couple billion. I think it was like the math didn't even add up. I was like,
Yeah.
he'll
They're
figure
laying
out a
off
way or
7,000
something
people,
like
but they announced Toy Story 5, Frozen 3, Zootopia 2. Like,
Zootopia 2.
just keep coming.
I mean, I heard that they're also actually interested in possibly selling Hulu. I did see that.
Oh,
They need to sell ESPN also.
I mean, that's gonna be a gem. That's a moneymaker, bro. They won't get rid of that.
sports, baby. Sports and comics.
It's sports, bro. It's ESPN, man.
Yeah, that's right. Sports and comics. I mean, dude, like a lot of these streaming, they're not like, I mean, now that how does the saying go, Mike? When something is new, it's about who's first. Got to give a shout out to my boy Sean Cannell, Sean Cannell from Think Media. What did he say? When something's new, it's about who's first. But when something is like weathered, it's about the cream. It's about who's best.
Right.
No matter how many cups of coffee you pour, the cream's always gonna rise to the top. You feel me?
Facts.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of how it is.
That's all the news I got for you fellas. Sean, let's do Last of Us episode 4.
Ooh.
So they're
Last of Us episode was 4. I'm so mad I didn't watch
último.
episode 5. I'm actually really, really mad. I tried for like 2 days
It's all
to
good.
get it
It's
in.
all
It just
good.
wasn't
I got episode
happening.
5 in by far. I don't care what people say, here or wherever about episode 3, episode 5, by far the best. So we see Joel and Ellie driving into town, and they get stuck like at kind of like an like the overpass. There's a truck blocks, so they're like, let's go into the city and we'll hop on to the next on ramp and we'll be on our way through Kansas City. Nope, it's a quarantine zone that's been taken over by a group of resistance people.
That's right.
And so what happens is they stumble upon some guy who ends up, he actually was hurt. He wasn't like bait or anything. He actually, I guess, looked like he was hurt. They did not stop. They went ahead and kept driving, and then some guy up on the top shoots at him. They crash into a hardware store or whatever. They get into a gunfight, and this was like, I love watching the little clips at the end, how they kind of explain these scenes, because that was a huge turning point in, how Joel sees Ellie and, just the way he wants to protect her, right? Like, he didn't even want her to see what he was going to do to that guy when,
100%.
right? Like, so...
Oh yeah, it's literally just like a replacing his daughter type of vibe.
Right.
He doesn't want her seeing him do all the bad stuff. Then when he basically sees her shoot this guy to actually save his life, he basically takes the gun until she kind of has that, like, this isn't the first time I've done it.
Right.
And now, like, he's showing her how to shoot a gun. And that's what I told you last week. It's just the chemistry between both of those. It just has that just father-daughter and how important she actually is to what he wants to go find his brother.
Right. And then, for her to climb out of the hiding where he told her to hide in the first place to then save him because he looked like he was going to get choked out, right?
Gone.
And for her to care as much as she does now that we know to save his life and to kind of risk her own life to save him, it was pretty powerful. And so now they're on the run, and you see, now I think her name is Catherine or Kathleen or whatever. She's the leader of this resistance group.
Yeah.
She's trying to get information and find this Henry, who's in hiding. So Joel and Ellie, they get up to this top of this little house thing or whatever. They find that they were there, empty cans of food, pictures of, like, a superhero and stuff like that. So they finally find a big, huge building that they go up to whatever floor, and they start to sleep. And then by the end of the episode, they get woken up by an older gentleman and a younger kid with guns pointing at him. And it's Henry. So you'll find out in episode 5 that is indeed Henry and his younger brother Sam, and you'll find out about their whole story. And just, I don't know if you saw the previews to episode 5 when you watched the end of episode 4, but shit goes down and shit goes south.
So that's actually good that you brought that up. So the intentions that Catherine has in looking for Henry, I didn't catch, like, does she want Henry?
You'll find out. You'll find out why she's looking for just him. Yep.
I like it. All right, man. Oh,
it's
man.
a good show.
It is a good show. So much hype. I know freaking viewership's been through the roof with how many people are watching this show, but no, it is very good. It is not disappointing. That's for damn sure.
Yep, definitely. Makes me want to go buy the game. There's so many games. I was at Target today. So many games I haven't played yet that I want to play. The Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the God of War Ragnarok. This one, The Last of Us, the new freaking Hogwarts Legacy is coming out or is already out. I want to freaking play that. Like, god damn,
you brought that up earlier, yeah.
I love it.
Hey, bro, man.
And then, of course, I'm like, but right now I'm playing NHL, and I'm loving that.
Oh, you're still on the NHL?
Oh, I am 2 points away, my friend, from the league lead. I am 2 points behind Connor McDavid for the league lead in points, my friend.
Look at him.
Absolutely dominating.
Jesus. Were you in the MVP race?
Mama, stop
sure
that,
I'm
man.
MVP,
he must be on skates.
But definitely first in the Calder. Rookie of the Year. Definitely going to win the old Calder trophy. I'm still in the third line, too, because it's cool. It's realistic. It still takes a long time for you to move up.
Hey, bro, you freaking second in the league and freaking scoring. Your ass should be on, like, the second line. But you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It's not even goals. I have, like, 13 goals, but I have, like, almost 30 assists. Yeah,
take it and run. Right. You're a giver, not a taker.
And passing is so hard in that game. You have to be like freaking pinpoint, or the defense is just gonna. I have, for as many passes as I have actually completed, like, oh yay, successful pass, I have 10 times the amount of turnovers because the defense picks it off. It's so hard to pass in that game.
Are you gonna stream yourself the next time you play? I want to see the gameplay and stuff because I haven't seen a hockey game in a handful of years, and I just want to see Biel in action.
I'll do it on the Twitch channel next time I do it.
It'll probably be the most hockey I've watched this season. So
yeah, for sure, I'm down. All right, guys. Well, that's it for episode 178. It's in the books. NFL season's in the books. We are opening a new chapter of the NASCAR season, the 75th anniversary, mind you, of the NASCAR, the sport of NASCAR. Hope everyone enjoys the Daytona 500. Enjoy reading all of your books and enjoy, playing some video games maybe. But take us away, gentlemen. 178's done.
Episode 178 was fun, man. We got to talk about the Super Bowl we just had and the upcoming Super Bowl we're going to have this upcoming Sunday for all you NASCAR fans. Going to be super, super fun. Support your local small businesses, especially comic book shops. Wednesday, the books are coming out. Alex, we appreciate you at Treasure Island Comics. Happy early birthday to Danielle as well on Wednesday. Can't wait to see you guys and celebrate with you guys. Definitely sending our prayers to Michigan State for the unfortunate shooting that happened tonight. I did see, I think it was about 3 people, I believe, confirmed dead. So just sending prayers to their family. Just too much wild shit happening these days. Everyone just stay safe, man. Stay safe. Be healthy. Good vibes and good energy. And support the Comic Bookies podcast. It's always a good time with you guys, colliding the world of sports and comics. Despite football obviously ending. Again, we have NASCAR upon us. Spring training is right around the corner for baseball, so much good stuff to look forward to. So yeah, just keep checking us out, keep supporting us. We love you guys.
Definitely, Sean. Like I said at the very beginning of the show, man, and we can end it at the end of the show saying the same thing. Like I said, it must be for the degenerates, because spring training, all these sports, they just keep rolling upon us. So definitely, man, 178 was great. Thank you, brothers. Great to talk about, one of my favorite sports here, NASCAR, 2 of my favorite sports, one ending with the other one just starting. So, just excited to see these cars go 200 miles an hour, excited for this new season. Man, I'm like a kid on Christmas morning for NASCAR. But everybody, we thank you guys. Make sure to share us. Make sure to always check us out on every social media, Instagram, Twitter, at the Comic Bookies. If you want to email us, that is thecomicbookies@gmail.com. We are more than willing to connect with you, socialize with you, just conduct business with you, and just whatever, we like to meet you. Come down to Comic-Con in San Diego. We'll be there, Mike and I. So just excited to keep getting things popping, excited to keep delivering great content for you and giving you guys our thoughts and opinions on the world of sports and comics, as we're always colliding it. So thank you guys, and we'll catch you on 179. Peace.
Yep. Thank you, boys. Yeah. Like Mark said, like a kid on Christmas, I'm like a pig in shit right now with this NASCAR season. I cannot wait to celebrate my wife's 35th year of living. Sorry if she doesn't want me to give that out, but yeah, I am Mike. That is Mark, and he is Sean. This is the Comic Bookies podcast, episode 178 in the books. Everyone enjoy the Daytona 500 this upcoming Sunday, and also enjoy the rest of your sports, your comics, and enjoy the hell out of each other. Catch y'all on the flip flop later.
Peace, and always enjoy each other, and of course the racing. Let's go racing, boys.
Boogity, boogity.
Peace.